Hello friends, how are you doing? Rainbow here, and today we have another mod video, and we're going to be talking about the Magna LS-20, which was my first ever Strayven built, and it looks like this. Hope the autofocus is working, I can't tell from here. So what's going on here? A Strayven, for those of you who don't know, is basically a strife, which looks like this, and a Raven, which looks like this, put in together to be one blaster. The functioning part of this is the strife, and the Raven just being a permanent stock attachment and a magazine storage in the back. So ever since I saw Coops videos on his Strayven builds, I wanted to do a blaster like this for myself. I really like this type of integration. I know some of you don't really do because you have to sort of cut a Raven and it means the death of a Raven. But in this case, I got this Raven at a flea market. I bought it for a little kid and it was actually broken on the inside, so I didn't really mind. But then again, I have several other projects with a Raven stock that I want to do, and yeah, I just love this sort of look. And I think it's really cool. So what's going on here? We're going to work our way from the inside out this time. So first off, how did I achieve this mod? I did use Smoothcast 65D for the original bonds. So the two shells are bonded together on the inside, and on the outside I used Apoxie Sculpt, 2K epoxy. And so yeah, I used a lot of that on the outside to smoothen out all the edges and all, so it makes it look really, really nice. One thing I did notice that I did do different than most of the Strayven builds, I kind of closed up this gap here. So I completely filled it in. And also I took my inspiration from MrNathan and his Seamless Strayven. Shout out to MrNathan, thank you for this. Because on the other side, as you can see, I capped the Raven up till about here and didn't just do like a rectangular cut right here. Just capped it up to here because I just think it gives it such a better look. Not this, this gap there is not necessary at all. Alright, so working from the inside out, this is what I did to achieve the combining of the two shells. And it's very solid, it's very sturdy. Now internally, as I said, the Raven is not functional, there's nothing in the Raven. The strife, however, has been completely rewired. We're using, I think it's 18 AWG wire. We're using a 15 amp micro switch. We are running 2 slot devil motors. They're 130 motors, the ones that you get in Germany, RC car motors, and I think it's an OFP Morpheus cage with an aluminum guide and black worker high crush wheels. And we're running all that of 3 IMRs in the stock battery tray. And yes, I know after IMR and LiPo discussion, and please, when I did this build, I didn't know anything about LiPos and I wasn't actually using them, and now I'm just getting into using LiPos with the next build and the next build and next build. So this one still runs on IMRs, but that's absolutely fine. I love the sound of this blaster, I love how it works, and actually it performs solid. I've taken this to several battles so far. Some of you might have seen it around, and it works just fine, so no intention on changing it as of now, but I might do a rewire to get it onto a LiPo at some stage. Okay, so that's for the interior. So the outside of the blaster, lots and lots of things are happening. So first off, we have a bunch of 3D printed parts added to this, as you can tell. Starting from here, we got the mag release, we got a ref trigger, the 3D printed. I got these from Devil's Nerf Works. I think it's Devil's, it's over here, yes, Devil's Nerf Works. And then I got a worker F10 555 foregrip for the strife, which I think is really nice. And I got these gap closers, just printed them of Thingiverse. Same with this barrel, and this is just a big ass barrel extension, which has a really wide diameter, which is really cool because it doesn't interfere with the darts at all. And this just sits on there. And yeah, those are the 3D printed parts. Now, as I said before, what I have done with the cutting of this, I left a big chunk of the Raven here, so I have a lot more structure on this side of the blaster. But also, I've carved in some claw marks, which you can see here. And the same on the other side, as you can see here. So to make it like the blaster has seen some battle and it actually has a little story to tell. The overall paint job is a Borderlands inspired cartoon style paint job, so it's a basic, I think it's just, you know, plain orange. I don't know, it's actually shock orange, Montana shock orange as a base coat, and then everything else, all the details have been hand painted. So I was using 2 different size of acrylic markers and did all the lining. It's all hand painted, and all the shading as well. Like I tried to do some cell shading of sorts, and yes, I think it turned out really, really nice. And over all of that there came a bigger coat of weathering, so you can see here, so I actually used some really watered down acrylic paint to make it look like it's sturdy, like it has seen battle, it's fallen down. It's actually not just being scratched, like it's a, you know, big ass kind of pour that kind of did this with a lot of dirt to have a bit of a story. And then yes, got more into the details just here. Autofocus, please. Auto, there we go. Got more into all of them details here. There is a bunch of pictures up on Reddit and on Imgur, so you can actually check that out. And there's a full-on build guide on the German forum blasted.de. Oh, as we were saying here, I would completely overlook this. This actually is another 3D printed part I had. This is an extension of the motor case, and I've painted this completely to match the blaster. And you don't really need this with the 130s I'm running. I just thought it looked cool. But what I did underneath that, I actually cut a couple of holes into the original shell, so it has a little bit of a purpose of a ventilation kind of thing, which is not necessary, but I think it just looks cool. So that's the name right here. It's Magna. It's the name of a female North warrior, and it means strength, which I kind of found quite fitting to this blaster. And obviously we have the number LS-20 on the back here. And yeah, other than that, there is not much to say. This, as I said, was my first ever Strayven build. And do some firing. I just love this blaster. One, you know, always about the little details. One of the little details right here. Also added the thumb screw. Makes it nice and easy. I love these things. It's like $1 a piece and they are so good. Other than that, there's not much more to say. Overall, the entire work to figure out, as I said, it's my first Strayven integration. To figure out all these cuts and everything, I took a lot of inspiration from Coops and MrNathan. And to work this all out and to make that happen, I don't know, I think the body work kind of took me about 20 hours, including learning times and all that, and sort of trying to make it fit as perfect as I could. And then the paint job took about another 20 or so hours, because all those little details actually, yeah, there was some work involved. Eventually, this blaster might actually be up for sale. I'm not entirely sure as of now. I'm already building another Strayven because I'm going to make it in purple, which is going to be my personal Strayven, so this one I might actually end up selling. So if you're interested in that, just send me an email. If you're interested in commissions or anything, I do have an email in the link below. Also, if you like this mod, if you'd like to support me, please check out my other videos, my website, my Patreon as well. And yeah, feel free to leave a link and a like and a sub to the channel and all the standard specs. And you can find me on social media and all of these. And until I see you next time, take good care, NERF on, love and sunshine, my friends.